you that don't know me, my name is Josh. I'm an airline pilot based here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Started posting on Instagram a few months ago and gained some traction on there. People seem to like what I've been posting, so I decided to start a YouTube channel, and I'll just be posting stuff, lifestyle stuff, day in the life. What I enjoy is fitness, nutrition, getting out there, staying active, trying to maintain a lean physique while traveling. I know that can be tough. A lot of people struggle with working their job, especially if it's one that requires a lot of travel. This is all super new to me. One, just filming myself feels a bit egotistical, but I would watch a bunch of fitness influencers post on YouTube, and I really enjoyed watching their content. And more and more you saw pilot influencers come, and even though I'm a pilot myself, I loved watching their day in the life videos and get a sneak peek of what their life is like. I thought I'd do it myself, give it a try, start documenting my life and see what people think. I am all done flying for the month of June. I don't fly again until I believe July 11th. For those of you that are not pilots or don't know, if you're under the age of 40, each year pilots need to go back and do an aviation medical exam to renew their first class medical in order to stay current as a pilot. If you're over the age of 40, I believe it's every 6 months you gotta go. I never changed my AME. He's just back in Chicago, and I got family in Chicago, so it's a good reason to go visit family. And I'm gonna do some golfing there, and then I'm back in Honolulu 9th or 10th, because I gotta be back for my work trip that starts the 11th. Actually, I don't have a work trip on the 11th, but what I do start is a reserve schedule, and I haven't bid a reserve schedule in quite some time. You either bid for what's called a line, or a bid, or a set of pairings for each month, and you get set trips in your schedule. But for next month, I actually bid what's called the reserve line. So it just means I'm essentially on call for that month, for certain days of the month. So on the 11th, I start reserve schedule. That just means I could be called, and I'm on what's called long call reserve. I can be called anytime. I think they got to give me like 14 hours notice to show up at the plane once they do call me. But they can call me at any time during the day. A reserve pilot is just in the event that, say, another pilot calls out sick last minute and they need a fill-in. So I'm just like the fill-in pilot, I guess you can call it, for the month of July. Gonna be cruising around Honolulu. Right now I'm actually driving to Target to pick up some groceries and charge my car, because there's some superchargers over by International Marketplace in Waikiki. Yeah, people hate on me because I drive a Tesla. I don't really understand. I love it. I love the tech that's in this thing. Check it out. It's on self-driving mode right now. Pretty cool. And this is a good place to do it, because if you go to Target, you get your pallet or your parking validated for like $3. If you spend, actually no, I think it's free for the first hour. So if you go into Target, spend more than $25, then you get your parking for free. You get to charge your car. These superchargers, let's see, it's gonna take, I'm at 30% charge right now. Charge limit 100%. It's gonna take 55 minutes for this thing to get charged up. So I love the Tesla. I love the tech that's built into it. No maintenance, so I don't get the haters. The number one reason why I love being an airline pilot is that you don't take your work home with you. We get paid when we push back from the gate and fly to the destination, and then once that parking brake is set at the destination, our clock stops. Airline pilots get paid hourly and not salary. So we're getting paid while we fly only, and we have a set hourly wage that goes up the longer that you've spent with whatever airline that you're with. The thing is, when we are done flying for the day, we're really done. We're not being badgered from calls from work. We don't have to deal with any paperwork after the flight, besides just routine like filling out the maintenance log at the plane, things like that. but we don't take our work home with us. I've noticed other people that have different jobs, they're constantly on the phone, constantly dealing with calls and emails, and I just love that this job is, once it's done, it's done. So, and another thing is the ability, the flexibility that you have to create the schedule that you want is really awesome. Once you've gained a little bit of seniority at whatever airline that you're at, you really do have a lot of flexibility in creating the schedule that you want. I ended up bidding for reserve for July. I didn't have to do that. I could have bid for a line and then knew exactly the days that I was flying, exactly the days that I wasn't, but I kind of strategically bid a reserve schedule thinking that potentially I might not get called in for trips. Because the way it works when you're on reserve is you get a set pay of 75 hours of credit for that month, regardless of how much you fly. For example, if whole month of July they only called me out for 2 trips, and say those 2 trips were worth 12 credit hours each, so that's only 24 credit hours of flying that I did, but I still got paid 75 hours worth of credit. It's kind of a double-edged sword because reserve schedules can work out great if they work out and they only call you 2 or 3 times. You're getting paid more than what you actually worked. But it could happen where they call me more than that 75 hours of credit, and in which case I would just be paid out, you know, for the additional flying that I do. But the thought is when most pilots bid reserve, they're hoping, I guess I should say, that they're not going to get called out for a trip. They're going to get paid out that minimum 75 hours of credit regardless of how much flying they do underneath that amount. So if you fly more than that 75, you're going to get paid for it. But people on reserve don't want to be called because they just want to get paid for essentially just being home and being at the ready to go in case the company needs them to fill in. But hopefully we don't get called and we could just go about our day as normal, taking care of other things that we need to do, you know, whatever it is that you do. You can even go surfing. Get yourself an Apple Watch that with cellular, you could be out surfing, hiking, doing whatever that you want. And if company calls you and needs you to report, then you make your way into work. So anyways, heading to the car wash now because I haven't had a car wash in probably months. I grew up in Chicago most of my life. Moved out to Southern California, was living there for 2 to 3 years, and then moved out to Hawaii. Yeah, like in 2019 or 2020 it must have been. So maybe it's been a little over 5 years actually. Hawaii is a special place. The weather's always nice. If it rains, it's very short-lived. Just a little bit of rain and then it stops and it's back to being sunny. It allows me to be outside, go on runs. Living in a place that just has gloomy weather, like the Chicago winters were so long and gloomy, I was just way over that. I need to live in a place where it's sunny and I can go out and enjoy nature, and I don't know, it's just where I'm most happy is when it's nice and sunny out. It's also really nice as a airline pilot being based in Honolulu to international destinations like Japan or Australia, New Zealand. They're really cool and really cool experience, but the other trips we have are to mainland US. So it's like Honolulu to San Francisco or LA, Sacramento, Phoenix, Seattle, Portland, San Diego. So we hit all these destinations and it's most of our flying is one leg and then done. Besides the inter island pilots, I fly out of Honolulu and say I go to LA or Seattle or San Diego. I spend the night there, and then the next day, if it's a 2-day trip, I head home the next day and it's one leg back home to Honolulu, and then I'm done. If it's a 3-day trip, we fly out Honolulu to, let's say, Los Angeles, spend the night there, have the whole next day off to explore, do whatever, and then fly back the next day after that, and it's one leg back. When I was working at the regional airlines, we'd have like a 4-day trip bucket. I was based in LA, so we'd start out in LA, we'd fly up to San Luis Obispo, then we'd fly back to LA, and then we'd fly from LA to Salt Lake City. and then we'd overnight in Salt Lake City. So there was multiple legs throughout the day, and it was typically a 3 or a 4 day trip. So each day of the trip contained many legs of flying, so it was a lot of work. Now it is really relaxing compared to working at the regionals. Really blessed for the job that I have. Being a Honolulu based airline pilot is pretty sweet. Mountains, you got surf, you got good weather. Never was the kind of person that felt like island fever or anything, not being from Hawaii. Never got that. And maybe that's partially because as an airline pilot, I could just leave the island whenever I want, and flying in and out of Hawaii all the time and going back to mainland or these other destinations. So I never really got that feeling. My plan is to show kind of what Hawaii has to offer, maybe go on some hikes and show you the beauty of this island. Give you a little insight of my life as an airline pilot living in Hawaii. We just got to the car wash here. This is McKinley's car wash. This is the car wash to come to if you live on Oahu or you're in the Ala Moana, Kaka'ako area. Really tight in here though. That's another thing about living in Hawaii, is that everywhere you go, it's hard to find parking. It's really tight anywhere. Got back from Target, got a whole bunch of random shit. You got hangers, Bear Bell protein bars. These are really good. My favorite scent body wash, this Charcoal Clay by Dove. Deodorant, everything bagel with either avocado, or I'll pair it with this strawberry preserve. Really, really good stuff. I mean, this is just sugar. It's jam, you know, but you know, I hate when people demonize and some milk. I hate when people demonize certain macronutrients or just like sugar. Like, sugar itself is not inherently bad. There's actually a good time to eat sugar. You know, like athletes when they're training for long periods of time, like hours on end, it's good to have sugar because it's easier for your body to take that quick acting sugar and convert it into energy. So if you're running a marathon, for example, and you need some quick energy, a Snickers bar is gonna be better than a salad. So I just don't like when people demonize foods. And it seems like everyone nowadays have a certain opinion about what diet's the best, and you can't eat this and don't eat that, and oh my god, they spray your strawberries with some pesticide. It's like, come on, like we can't eat anything. Eat in moderation. If you're looking to lose weight, you got to figure out your maintenance calories and then eat a little bit less than that. If you're looking to gain weight, figure out your maintenance calories and eat a little bit more than that. But in terms of foods, I think we all know, everyone knows what's good. Like whole foods that have been around forever, that are grown, or animals that you kill and you eat, those are good foods. Chicken, steak, eggs, fish, all really good proteins for your carbs. Oatmeal, rice, good fats, avocados, eggs, nuts, a good fat. I think people generally know what to eat. If you're gonna throw in other things that are not whole foods, that's okay in my opinion. So long as that you're not eating the whole freaking thing of jam, you know, it's okay to throw in other things. Otherwise your diet gets way too restrictive and you end up just falling off your diet. So I went off on a rant there, but anyways, I'm gonna unpack these groceries and then we're gonna hit a run today. It's a little past 4 p.m. here. Hit a run just before sunset and then just chill probably the rest of the night. Go hit the jacuzzi, make dinner, or go get dinner. Not sure yet, but that's the plan. probably a 6 or 7 mile run today. Yeah. 7 miles. Anyways. So from where I'm at in Honolulu in Ward or Kaka'ako, I usually run into like Waikiki, get to like the Duke statue in Waikiki, and turn around. 6 or 7 miles in total. Let's get it. Back from the run, ended up being closer to 8 miles. It was like 7.8 or 7.9 miles. So yeah, that's a day in the life of airline pilot on my off day. And yeah, we're gonna replenish with some, where are they? Some electrolytes now. Get the body refueled. Could eat some dinner, maybe a jacuzzi or hot tub for a little bit, and then call it a day. More videos to come about pilot lifestyle, fitness, nutrition, and in Hawaii. That's what I'm all about. If you liked the video, give it a like and subscribe if you're into this kind of content. And see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Oh, you got pumpkin too? Wow. Pumpkin.